All right, we're going to quickly take a look at 5.7 and see if there's some hints I can give you on it. Maybe not giving you the entire program, but at least a part of it. So, come on, there we go. All right, now that it's finally loaded. All right, so in this case, we're going to have to do a couple of things. So this one says inputs a text file. So we're going to have to come up with some text. And what we're also going to do is look for unique words. So we're going to find out unique words. We're going to print them out in alphabetical order. Uppercase words should take precedence over lowercase words. Uppercase, so Z capital comes before A. The input file can contain one or more sentences or be a multi-line list of words. All right. So in this case, they took a file that said, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and it's going to list them then in alphabetical order. Now, what it also does then is says we're going to remove, so if I did this and there were two of the same words, how do I deal with that particular thing? So let's take a look here. So a lot of different ways we could do this. So we have to get in our file name. So we typically call that in name, and we're going to say that's an input. So we get a file name in, and we're going to have to go create one to test this program. And so then we're going to, next we're going to open that file. So kind of our convention, we're using input file in name. And so we're going to open, and we're going to call it in name. And we don't need to write to this file, we're just going to read it. So we just use the R. And then we're going to create, we're going to create a list, not a tuple or a dictionary, because a list we can change as we go through there. And so we might call it unique words. And so we're already going to define that we're going to do a list before we do anything else. So here we're going to create list of unique words. So we're just going to go through that text file and we're going to create those. So typically we'll use that, we could use a while loop, we could do a for loop, all different kinds, but so for line and input file might be a way to do it. And we're just using line then as our variable as we pull that in. So we're going to use our line split to break it up into words. And then we're going to do a loop inside of a loop. Because we don't know what's all in that line. It could be one word, it could be a whole list of words. So then we need to run through that. So for word in words, in other words, we're looking for an individual word inside of this list of words. And then we're going to create our unique list. And Python makes this really easy for us. So if not word, so in other words, if it doesn't find word in unique words, now again, there's a lot of other ways to do it. Unique words dot append to word. So all we're doing is taking our value. If it's not in unique words, we append it with whatever value we just found. So it will sort through, and if it already has that value, it's just going to scoot it off and not add it. So it's kind of a handy way to do that. So, in fact, we could do a print, and we could print unique words. Now, we have to come up with our text file first, so I'm going to open Notepad, and I'm going to create, so, the fox jumped over the moon, the cow was brown, whatever I'm going to put in here. So I am going to save this somewhere I know where it's at. So in this case, it's under Documents in my Python files, and I'm going to call this example.txt. I think that's what we called it, wasn't it? We can call it anything we want. Now I have to upload it. So there's where I have to go to the plus sign and upload and document files example.txt. Hang on. Let me rename that. Alright. Open. Alright, and so now I should have that text file created in there. So if I run this, what I'm hoping I get to do, and I guarantee there will be something I've done wrong here. Example.text. Alright, the fox jumped over, so notice it did break those all up into individual words. The fox. And there should be several examples of the, and it did take out those. So, where we're going to leave you with this one is two things that you need to create. So, if I notice the output file, what they're looking for an output file is something a little different. And what they're looking for is printing every word on a unique line. So, if I could come up here and use a for loop to get them out of that input file, I could probably use a for loop as my hint to come down here. The other one that's really interesting, that in most languages we have to work through and create sort algorithms, we have a really quick way to do that inside of Python. So I will leave that to your searching. We've used it before and I've showed you how to do it, but as a hint, think of those dotted notation items or those methods that are available to variables.